A lot of people want to have that whole conversation with their boss. Unfortunately, I think it's always this like Asian fear of hierarchy. You know, when you look at your boss, it's like, oh, I have to talk to my boss. First of all, I'm fucking young. What do I know? I'm damn scared. I mean, generally, right, a lot of Malaysians. Number two, if I go there, I say whatever, so my boss is like, but it's not enough. Being criticized, you know. Even if you did anything new, sometimes I think also a lot of us are put under pressure and you can't present what you've done that's new or better or whatever. So, because you're put under pressure, right? Sometimes people don't have that. So sometimes also I feel it's the onus of the employer that should try to bring out what the employee can speak. It's just that I think now it's just everybody's so pressed for time. So employers or HR managers are always like in a rush to complete the meeting versus really try to speak to the employee. And this is coming from like me, right? I work for my mom, right? So when I see her deal with employees as well, there is a fear when they have a conversation sometimes because they're scared. They're like, oh, if I say something wrong or whatever as well. It's not like my mom is a bad boss. I think it's just that sometimes they confuse the respect with fear as well. And I think I see it across a lot of other companies, whether it's MNC or SME.
Yeah.
Don't you feel?
Generally, yes.
Right? They're just, I can't speak well, so I better, don't say anything
But I think
wrong.
what Pep said makes a lot of sense. What personally I always do is when I work throughout the year, end of the month, you just write down 3 things that are legitimately noteworthy that you've done that month. So it's very much like if I'm on TikTok, I see a nice restaurant, just write it down. If I did something good at work, I just write it down. Then at the end of the year, you have like 36 things to brag about. Then you just right? Then you just go up to your boss and you say, hey, look, these are the 36 things. You don't show 36 lah, right? My God, you just show 4 lah or something, right? Yeah, you show 4, and this is what I've done. I think I did a really good job. Please pay me more effectively, but put it in a nicer way lah.
Yeah.
So if you do that, it's a very
systematic way of getting
and
your
it's also
points
the right
across.
thing to do.
Yes.
Right? You've done well. You should be compensated as such. And there are no sort of social consequences of going the counter offer route. Yeah, that one, there are obviously social consequences and you have to bear that cost, right? The more proper way is you list it down and you talk to your boss and it's fair.
Do you see a lot of people jumping as well because of this? Because they rather not have that conversation?
I think right now, for most of them are more mature in a way. In terms, I think the newer generations are. I think the older generations is the one, my parents' time or my sister time, right? Those are the one that they will just work and then sometimes they might be afraid like, oh, it's okay, my boss just pay me every month. Sometimes I get bonus, sometimes I don't. So I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. So I think like my sister generation, maybe like those like 40s and stuff, right? They will do because it's a different generation. So, but nowadays the younger generation, they will fight for it. They say, okay, this year I do this. You ask me to do this, I already do. So but they will do it in a nice way lah. In a way,
They're not so aggro, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I do already. Give me.
No need, just show the list. You know what?
I think I do already. Take already check. But I think nowadays like the younger generations, they know they are more. Because it's much more open right now. Even though like we are MNCs and stuff, right? Or even SME, right? I think the people nowadays, the younger generations, they are much more open. And that's why the people who are basically the boss or their manager they have to adapt to this kind of
they have to adapt.
Because they don't used to it. Like in their days it's like, oh, I don't fight for equipment, I just follow only. But why nowadays youngsters all fight one? How? Yeah, so they don't know how to manage. So
that's a problem as well.
Yeah, that's a problem. So it's like it's okay, just work 5 years. I also work 5 years, you see? Yeah, so that's a problem. But now I think the managers will start to learn, okay, how the young people think. Okay, we need to adapt to them already. It's no longer about just us, but it's actually about the next generation. Because these youngest people, they basically know how to fight for themselves. If you say you don't want, then I go other place. If they're really talented, they don't even care. It's like, I already do what you say, but you're not paying me. And I have no choice. I have to look out. Yeah, so it's a generation thing. Things changes.
Did a lot of people resign during COVID? Or at least after the lockdowns and everything?
I think it's